I'm going to be sharing with us some design resources that you'll be needing as a designer. So whether you are just starting out or you are a seasoned designer, this video is for you because most of the resources that I will share with you in this video, you're going to be needing them on your day-to-day activities as a UI UX designer or as a designer in general. So stay tuned to the end and let's get started. The first resources that I'll be sharing with us are design system, and the first design system that I'll be sharing with us is eBay Playbook. So the name of their design system is Playbook. Once you go to playbook.ebay.com, you'll get access to their design system. And one of the beautiful things about knowing how these big brands have crafted their design system, that it will give you like a detailed guide on how to actually do yours or maybe create your own design system, whether you're working on a project or you're working with a brand, and how to create that. For example, if we open up their color guide, we'll see how they've detailed how to use their colors, what colors to use on what color, how to structure their color. Like, they broke down everything. If you go to using the color, for example, you see how they were able to like combine the colors to make it interesting. So across their illustrations, these are the colors that you will use. Marketing, these are the colors that they make use of. You can see the highlighted one. Across their product, these are the ones they use. For their brand, you can see the ones that they use to represent their brand. If you check their logo, you can see some of these brands colors playing out, and you can see the different guys. So this helps you as a designer not to literally start a lot of things from scratch, because you already have people that are ahead of you that you can learn from. You can see what has worked for them, and then you can pick it up from there. That is it for Playbook. Just come here and explore, like read up on how they detailed out all these things. It really go a long way in guiding. You can see the way they just placed everything and detailed everything and then explain them. You see the colors for light mode, you see the colors for dark mode. Like, so just come here. And the thing there is that some of these design systems are not set in stone. They are just a guide to help you to know what to actually do. By the time you read 1, 2, 3, or 4 design system, you see some things that are common across them, and then you see some things that you can learn and then implement them on your own project or as a designer if you're working with a company. Then the next design system we are going to explore is Wise Design System. So if you go to wise.design, you'll get access to their design system. The name of their design system is Wise Design, right? And the same thing, if I open up, for example, right, if I go to photography now, you can see the way they use their photography, the photographic style. If I go to size, you can see the way that they will detail out the sizes of elements for their icons. You can see 24px and everything. So just come here, read up, understand. I really like Wise Design System a lot, especially their typeface. I like this. Their font is so bold and welcoming at the same time, right? So just come here, read up. You can see the use of colors. If you open up colors, right, you can see the way their colors are being applied. You can see the bright green and forest green, how you can actually apply their colors across their designs. You can see their illustration, their styles. So using secondary colors, for example, it tells you how you can apply their secondary colors across their design, like how their logo was used across their different colors, their different brand colors. Just come here and explore, and you can see the way not to use their colors. And you can also apply this to your own project. If you are designing and you don't want some colors to be used on another color, or you have a specific way that you want some colors to be used, you can then detail out on your design system, so that your team can be carried along as well on how to use and how not to use the colors or any other element you are trying to maybe like give them a guide on how to use. So just come here to Wise.design and explore. So the next one is Human Interface Guideline. That's from Apple. So for example, if you want to learn how to design for iOS, iPadOS, macOS, and the rest, you can just come here to developer.apple.com, right? And then you can get access to Human Interface Guideline by Apple. So for example, if I want to learn how to design for iOS, I can just click on this one and then I can read up to this getting started part. But the part I want us to focus on is this foundation. You can read up on accessibility, how you can design to make sure that every element on your design is accessible to the users that you're designing for. You can read up on the colors, right? You can see the color guides, how you are able to apply the colors to make sure that everything balances. You get detailed explanation about some certain things and how they work. And this is really a very detailed documentation that you as a designer that is starting out, or as a seasoned designer that you don't know about all these things yet, you can take your time. Not as a designer, you actually have to read a lot and understand the foundation of how some certain things work. You can't just wing it. It will get to a level that you need to defend some certain things that you put on your design. And by reading and learning from how others have actually done what is working, you can know how to actually present your ideas and know how to present your solutions in a more comprehensible way. So come here to developer.apple.com and then explore their design system, understand how to design for the Apple ecosystem, right? So the next one is Material Design System, right? Material Design System m3.material.io. And Material Design System is owned by Google. Material Design System and Human Interface Guideline, they're actually two of the most popular design systems. So once you come here, the same process, they basically cover guidelines on how to use colors, how to use icons, how to use imagery in your design, and the rest, the do's and don'ts, right? Just come here, you will learn a lot of things. So for example, if I go to styles and I want to learn how to use typography in my design on my mobile app or maybe website, I can just come here and learn. And you see fonts, you see the font guidelines and how to use them. For example, typography scale, right? You can see how they have been, like for large text on a website, you can see it's called display font. So if you are creating like a typography system for your project, you can just come here and see, okay, for this, that doesn't mean that for every project that you create that your display font has to be 64px or pt, right? It's just a guide. It shows you how you can lay out all these things and then make them presentable. You can see the way this one was laid out. If I go to colors now, it tells you, okay, these are their color systems. These are the color rules for each color. Every color is playing a role in your design. You have your accent colors, you have your primary colors, you have your alert colors, right? So every color that you use in your design, you're not just randomly using them. I mean, they are carrying out a specific role. You can see this one is an alert for errors, right? And you can see it's represented with red, and they tell you how you can use it and how you cannot use it. You see on error, you can see the error background, on error, and the rest, right? You can see surface colors and all. So just come here and then see what they've done. Just read up. Like I said earlier, as a designer, you have to do a lot of reading, just like developers as well read. You as a designer, you have to read. As the last design system we are going to be exploring is by Nucleus. I hope I'm pronouncing that well. So the name of their design system is ProductBoard. So design.productboard.com by Nucleus. So if you come to the landing page, just go to foundations, and then let's say I want to learn how, I want to document my colors for my project, or document the colors I use for my project. I can just come here and see how they've been able to explain a lot of things, the colors I can use for the active states of my active states for my elements, the colors I can use for buttons, not how I can use them. Basically, maybe I'm using a different color for my project. I can just see, okay, this is how they used it for the active state. This is how they used it. They used the colors here and everything. So if I go to their typography documentation, I can see, okay, this is the typeface that they are using this is how they structure it. For their display font, they use 48 or 3 rem, right? Then font weight, they use semi-bold. They used for subheading, they use semi-bold, and you can see. Then for line height, this is the line height they use. Like all these things will give me like insight on how to also structure my own design system, also teach me how to also create my own design system, or for my project or the brand that I'm working with, right? So these are some of the design systems that you can explore. There are a whole lot of them out there. If you want to learn more, you can also go to designsystems.com and see a whole lot of them. I just picked out these 5, because they're actually like really interesting and they are very well detailed. So these are some design systems you can explore. You can see Spotify, Backstage, Material Design, which we discussed, and Salesforce. You have Airtable Base, you have ADS foundations for Atlas, and then you have Primer by GitHub, a whole lot of them. You can explore them, you can see more of them, but I've like picked out like 5 that you can really dive into and then learn more about design system. So the next resource bank that we are going to be exploring is website resources. For example, if you're designing a website, like a website landing page, whatever, and you want to get design inspirations, these are some of the places you can get design inspiration. The first one is Figma Components. One thing I love about Figma Components is that it helps you to quickly get access to some components that you might need, maybe like for a footer. You don't necessarily need to design it from scratch. You can just get from here, just for you to copy it and then paste it on your design. You can see it as copied, you can paste it. Just come to Figma Components and explore it. And the thing there is that it's not just about copying, right? One thing I tell beginner designers is that when you get access to all these tools, don't just copy them and then move on. When you copy, try to see how the person has actually created. For example, I copied this now. Here is the one I copied now. Let me take it to my Figma file so that I can also explain this thing that I'm saying more visually. I think I like this. Let's copy this. So I copied this dashboard to my Figma file, right? So let's say I copied it. I can't just let me start using it, editing the content. And also when you're copying maybe like all these designs or taking inspirations from anywhere, don't just lift things. Copy or maybe take inspiration with purpose, right? Is the thing that you're copying, does it align with your design solution? If it doesn't align with your design solution, then why copy it? And also, if I was just starting out, right? I won't just copy this and start using it. I want to like separate everything and see how these things were built. Like I want to separate them, because understanding how things work and why they work the way they do will help you to have a very deep understanding, so that when next you will need to create it yourself, you will know what to create. You won't just rely on just copying and copying and copying. They make all these things available to make work easier for you, but you're just starting out, to help yourself grow, you will need to maybe like, you copy this thing, you know that you can copy it, but try to recreate it and see if you can get closer to what you have copied. Maybe recreate it 1 or 2 times. The first time you create it, if you're just starting out, it might not be exactly like this, but if you do it the second time, the third time, it will begin to look closer, and then you'll begin to understand some certain things and develop some muscle memory around design solutions, like how to use the colors, how to use the text, when to use a bold text and when to use a regular text, when to use a very visible text and when to maybe like dim the text or use a gray color text, right? You can see for this one is a placeholder. That's why the text is not as visible as this one that is a title, right? You can see how they laid out everything, the spacing. Understanding some of these things, you can see the spacing, the consistency in the spacing. They use spacing of 10px here. They do the same here, 10 here, and this is an auto layout element as well. So understanding how this thing was built or was designed will help you to know how to do it. So let's just say that Figma stops existing. You're not a product designer because you can use Figma. You're a product designer or UI UX designer because you can solve business solution. You can provide tangible solutions to business needs that can help them to impact the life of users, right? So if Figma stops existing tomorrow, you can take that knowledge or that solution skill that you already have, or problem solving skill that you already have, and transition it to another tool. The only thing you need tools for is just to visualize your ideas, right? You can literally sketch your ideas on paper and communicate them. That's why you also need to develop your communication skill as a designer. So don't just copy things, learn how those things were done so you can get better with your craft. So the next website is minimal.gallery, right? I think this website just focuses on collecting websites that were designed minimally that have minimal design. So for example, if I open up this one now and go to the page, you can see how minimal the website is. Let's just go to the source website and you can see like very minimal. They just have this, and it's for a UI UX designer as well, just minimal. So if you are looking to learn how to create minimal or website that doesn't have too much stuff going on, you can explore them here. You can see this one as well, very minimal. It doesn't have too much stuff, simple and clean, right? Just come here and explore. So the website is minimal.gallery. Just check them out to get inspiration, and there are a whole lot of things that you can actually learn from looking at what other people have done, right? A whole lot. You can see the way this person structured their interface. Like, this is really, really nice. This is so interesting and nice. I like the layout, the motion that's going on, the interactions. You can see the micro interaction, just making everything exciting. If I hover on this, like, these are some of the things that you can learn. You can see this social media icon. They are not just there, they are making it fun to actually hover. You can see, interesting, right? And you can see the navigation, like a whole lot to learn by just exploring what other people have done. Then the next website is godly.website. One thing I like about godly.website is that it shows you websites that have like interesting motion designs on them or interesting animations on them. For example, take a look at these guys. Like, by just looking at them, you just be enjoying the animations and the motions that are going on. If I open up this one now, if I open up this particular one, you can see the motion. Just come here and explore the website. Let's go back. Right, just come here. You will really find interesting things. Godly.website, they have mostly websites that have motion designs or animation, cool animations on them. Then the next website is for SaaS landing pages or SaaS products. So let's say you are designing a SaaS product and you need to create a landing page for them. This is where you can get inspiration. There are a whole lot of other places, but this is mostly focused on SaaS landing pages, right? Especially for startups, or you can just check them out. For example, this one now, I'm looking for a cool one like this one. If you open it up, you can see the way they really design and make better investments. Like, I really like it, the simplicity of the website, just focusing on the features and everything. You can see how cool. You can see, just coming here to see, like, this is really interesting. Like, I like how cool this website is. I've seen this somewhere. I like how cool this website is, simple and clean, right? So if you are designing a product for a SaaS brand, that's software as a service, you can just come here and then explore. Then if you are designing a dark mode design, darkmodedesign.com is your go-to place, right? If you want to see how people have designed dark mode interfaces, you can come here. Like, you really have some cool design. So if you're looking to design a dark mode interface, just come here and explore. Like, there are a whole lot of websites here that you can explore and see how they have designed their own they have created their own designs and then get inspiration from there. Another website that you can get a dark mode design inspiration is from dark.design. So if you come here, you will also get access to dark mode designs. For example, if I click on this one now, if I click on this to open it up, you'll see like This is so beautiful. I just like this illustration here that they did here. But I think there was one I saw one time. I like this a lot. I checked it out some time ago, and they really have nice stuff. Like the way they structured the website, how interactive. You can see once you hover on it, it shows you stuff and everything. It's just the interaction that I like mostly on this website, but we are focusing on dark mode design. You can see this is so nice. Like this is so nice. Everything on the website is highly engaging, right? Like tell me why a user will leave this website. You can see I hover on this one, it tells me to activate rank and everyone. Just come here and learn, and you can see the way everything is just so nice and looking great. Just come and explore. I'm sure you will like it. Another website, I know this one is popular, everybody knows it, everybody likes awards.com, right? Just come here. I just thought to chip it in so that you won't forget it. Like this is one of the toughest source of inspiration for website design. You get access to weekly design updates or weekly featured websites. You see what people are doing. Like people are really creating stuff. If you come here every week, you'll see the featured websites on here, and you can say, for example, these 3 are featured websites for this week. And you can see how I don't want to open them up so that this video will not be too long, but you can just come here and explore. Another way to actually explore here, let's say you are designing and you want to search for a particular section, right? You don't necessarily need the whole website. You want to just search for an inspiration on this section. Let's say navigation panel, and you see some navigation bar inspiration. So you can search by sections. Just search. You can search by industry. Let's say you are designing for maybe like a baby brand, right? You can write baby websites and look at this one. This is so nice. Just try them out. Just use keywords that you are looking for, maybe like the industry you're designing for, anything. You can just search randomly and you get access to that. Then the next one is Landbook, right? Landbook is also a very nice website that you can get access to design inspiration, just like how others work. Just come here, search, and then you can get access. You can even get access to case studies if you want, and then portfolio designs, right? Just type and then get like this. These are so many beautiful designs that you can explore. Then the next one, let's say you are designing, you are looking for specific inspiration for a particular section, like for example navigation. For navigation panels, you go to navbar.gallery, right? They just focus on gathering navigation design styles for websites, right? For example, these guys, this is their navigation panel. This is their navigation panel. So if you go to their page now, let's see how their page works. You can see their page. If I click on, okay, you can see their navigation page. If I click on it now, it will open up the menu, and which is quite nice and engaging, right? It's actually nice and engaging. So accept cookies, I can see their menu bars and everything, right? If I click on shop, it takes me to their shop. Just take a look at all these things and then explore them. Then for filters, if you are just focusing on, if you want to get inspiration for footer designs, this footer.design is also a place to go. So let's say you are designing and you want to get some inspiration. For example, I like this one. I open it up. It shows me the way the footer was designed. Like you can see how, I don't know what they did here, but this is really looking nice. You can also go to the source website. And see how it's really looking live on the website. So if we scroll down now, you can see the way the footer is looking. So these are some of the places you can get design inspiration for your website design. So the next design resources that I'll be discussing is for mobile apps, where to get mobile app design inspirations. Mobbing is one of the biggest platforms to get mobile app inspiration. So if you're using the free account, you get access to a few screens, but if you're using the pro account, you get access to all the screens, like thousands of screens on here. Let's say you are designing a particular section from over and you don't know how to visualize it. You can just come here and type, search, go through some apps that have been designed by others. You can see this place. Let's say you want to upload a video or something or share something. This is one of the ways you can visualize it. That doesn't mean that you can just copy or link. Just take inspiration and then create it in your own style. You can see how the navigation panel for this particular one, you can see the way they visualize their image. You can see the way the top navigation items here are placed. Like, this is a very beautiful place to come and explore and get inspiration. So the next platform that we're going to explore is screenshot.club. I really like this platform a lot, right? It helps you to learn or to know how you can design your app banners, app store banners. So they just focus on app store banners, which is, I don't know if there's anyone for Google Play Store. If I see that, I'll also share it on my channel. But you can also take inspiration from it, even if you are designing for Google Play Store. It's just placement of items and then sizes that sizes of the banners that might differ, but placement of item, design style, and everything might also be the same, right? But just come here and see how other designers have created, or how other products have been created, or the banner of other products have been created. Take inspiration and see what you can do better, what you can learn from. Like, this is an interesting place to explore. So let's say you are designing for a business brand, like the brand is business. You can see how these guys, they design for them. Just take inspiration and then move on from there. Then the next, there's also one thing I like about this platform is that it shows you best practices for designing for it shows you best practices for designing your App Store banners, right? For example, if you want to check out the App Store screenshot specification by Apple, they have it here. You can read up on them. Like, there is a whole lot documentation for that. Let's say I'm designing for iPhone. I'm designing App Store screenshots for iPhone. You can see the sizes that I can use. You can see these different sizes and everything for portrait, for landscape. Like, a whole lot of them. Is really interesting to know that all these things are documented and they are out there and can easily be accessed. Like, we live in a very interesting world now, and it's an exciting feeling to know that you can literally, like, most information that you need, most of the things that you need to get started with your career, they're just a click away, right? It's just for you to know where to click. So just come here, read up, understand some of these things, and you are really on you just build a very good foundation for yourself. If I knew all these things when I was starting out, a lot of mistakes that I made, I wouldn't have made them, but I'm happy that I'm helping you to navigate through your career path. Then moving on. So the next one is color contrast checker resources that you can use to check the color contrast for your design. The first one is Figma. Just go to figma.com/color contrast checker. You get access to that. I'll also share the link in my video, right? So if you come here, just paste the link to let me just copy a random code and paste, right? And you can see I've pasted this color. Now this is the foreground. That means maybe it can be text, it can be icon or anything. Then you have the background, which is this color. It's telling me that the contrast is 4.6, and then it failed for normal text. If I want to improve this now, I can probably make this a little bit lighter, right? And you can see it has passed it. Just try different color shades or things of your brand color, or I can make this even maybe if I make this darker, let's say I make this darker, you can see that it failed here. Then I can then make this lighter, right, a little bit. It's not even coming out well. I can also keep making it light, or maybe make it white, still 4.2. So just try out different colors. Let's see, this is horrible. We can make this lighter. So lighter blue on black is much better than a deeper blue, because this is a darker color and this is a darker color. It's always good for you to combine a lighter color with a darker color. It gives it a good contrast. Then the next platform is colorcontrast.cc. Colorcontrast.cc. One thing I like about this one is that it gives you a full visual view of what you are to see. For example, for background, I can do maybe like white, FF, and make it white. Then for the foreground, I can paste that blue color we copied earlier, and then paste that blue color we copied earlier, and you can see that the light blue on this is very poor. I want it more saturated, and I want to reduce the lightness. So if you are reducing the lightness, that means you are adding black to it. So if it's not light, it's dark. So I'm reducing the lightness. That's how to play around your HSL color system. So I want more of blue, but I want it to be dark, and you can see it's coming out well. So these are some of the ways, or you can just paste the specific color codes that you want on here. You can also change the font style, maybe like that you want to use to represent the result, and then you get it here. Then the next one is Who Can Use. This is my best platform. Like all these other ones, I don't usually use them as often as I use this Who Can Use. One thing I like about Who Can Use is that it shows you how users of different visual impairments will see your colors. So you have the normal users, the regular vision, the way they see it. You can see this is purple, but users with this condition, photanomaly, I hope I pronounced it well. This is how they see. So they see purple color as this blue shade here, and you can see some people see only black and white. One of the things that being a product designer will help you do is helps you to empathize with users, really empathize with users. Prior to me becoming a product designer, I never knew that there were some users that can only see black and white. They can't see real colors. Like I didn't know that. It was after I became a product designer, I was learning about colors and everything that I got to know about that. You can see this color on this particular background will not come out nice at all. You can see it's not coming out. It failed for all types of users, both the normal users and even those that will view it on direct sunlight. It's not coming out well for them. How can we do this? We can actually maybe like make this blue a darker blue. So they are using HSL here as well. So we can reduce the lightness, make it darker. Right, and then this one we can increase the light, make the background a little bit light, and you can see it's passing. Just knowing how to play around here, or you can copy the specific colors, right? Just paste the color for the background and paste the color for the text. I'm doing this here so that it will not just be jumping between screens, but I also want you to understand this HSL color system guide. So you have the hue, the hue is the original color, right? If you want more of the color, you can increase. If you want less of the color, you can take it to other color parts, which is from red to this one. If you want saturation, right, how clean do you want the color to be? If you want it to be less saturated, if you want it to be more saturated, then how deep do you want the color to be? Do you want it to be light? Do you want it to be darker shade of that color? So when you go to this end, you are creating a tint of the color. When you come to this end, you are creating a shade of the color. That means you're adding black. Tint is adding white. White shade is adding black to the color. And more darker colors on white or on light background makes this contrast to be balanced. Or more darker or more lighter colors on darker backgrounds, or on darker background, make the color contrast to also be balanced. If you use a darker color on a darker background, color contrast will be very poor. So let's say we have this dark blue here now. If we make this dark purple, you can see the color contrast is very poor. So you have to be combining light and dark colors if you are mixing your colors, so as to balance them. So that's it for your color contrast. So the next resource that we're going to be exploring is for icons, where to get icons. There are a whole lot of them. I created a video on how you can get icons and text. I just want to chip this in. I don't know if I included these ones in those videos. That's why I'm chipping all these ones in. Right, so check out the videos. You have like a whole lot of resources that I shared on that video, both for icons, videos, and images. Like, you love the video. So for heroicons.com, you have access to icons. I really like this icon library because the icons are really simplified and interesting to look at. Like, they are so nice. And one of the things I like about them is that you can actually have them in different sizes. You have the mini size, which is 20px. You have the micro, the mini size, which is 20px, and you have the micro, which is 16px. Of course, you can also resize all these things in your Figma file. Just come here, then you copy SVG. So you can copy SVG or you copy the JSX. This is maybe like JavaScript version file or link for it. Then SVG, you can use it in your Figma file. So just come here and explore. You can also open the file. You can also open this icon file in your Figma, and then you can just be taking it from your Figma file instead of coming here. So anyone that suits you, just explore that. Another one is this. I really like this platform a lot, pixel.market. Right, they have over 15,000 free icons and illustrations. So you have your icons on this section. You can see icons. This icon pack is 1,046. This one. Then you have illustration, 15,000. So let's discuss the icons first. The icons, you can just come here, open them or download them. You can see beautiful icons. These ones are some of the icons you can use as your informational icons. These ones can be used for your functional icon, like your navigation icons and every other thing. But these ones are mostly for informational purposes. Maybe when somebody sends someone and like when you make a payment, you can use this type of icon to represent, okay, your payment was successful. Maybe use this one to say that it's secured, or this one, it has been approved or something. Just basically informational icons that can come in handy for you when you are designing. These are so cool, right? Then you have the illustrations as well. Illustrations are for informational purposes as well, and you can use them for a whole lot of things. You can see like thousands of them. You can even filter between different industries. So let's say I'm designing for health. I can see like different illustrations that I can use for that industry, like health. You can see this one, a whole lot of them. So come here to pixel.market and explore the illustrations and icons on there. Another one is Icon Scout, right? I don't know if I shared it in my former video, but even if I did, it's another thing to present because they really have like cool collections. So if you have the money to pay for the paid one, you can, but you can also have access to the free one. So if I click on this free one, let's say free, let's price there's a price free. I can filter the free icons and I can see all the free icons that are available for me. So for example, if I search clap, right? If I search clap, you can see a whole lot of icons of people clapping, or maybe representation of that, right? Sometimes it might not really give you like it's giving me this and this, but you can see this one, which is really looking nice. So you can copy or download the SVG, whichever one you want. So, and you can filter whether you want line icon, you want dual icons, you want just filter, and it will give you the different filters that you want. You can also have access to Lottie animations here, right? Lottie animation, and then you can animate the ones you want. You can see this one. If I open this up, I can see this is you can animate it, but we are using the free version, so it will not allow us to do that. But just come here. The reason I'm sharing this one is just focusing on the icons that you can get access to, right? Then you have another platform, which is freepik.com. Freepik.com. One thing I like about Freepik, I think I shared Freepik in my previous video on the resources that you need as a UX designer or as a UI UX designer or product design. For example, if I search clap again, I think Freepik has interesting icons. Then I filter icons. One thing I like about Freepik is that, like, I'm currently on the Freepik paid plan, right? So that's why I'm seeing having access to some of these ones. So I'm not going to filter free. Or let's say we want to use the free version and everything. You can see they still have like cool collection, like neat icons. Just take a look at this one, very neat. And let's say I want the animated ones, like animated. And you can see like a whole lot of animated. Let me remove this free so that I can animated icon clap. You can see clap, clap. You can see clap. You can see this is nice, right? You can see a whole lot of animated icons, and you can open them up, download them as GIF or JSON file, right? You can download them as GIF or JSON file. I think I'm on the free plan, that's why it's showing that. Or if I was on the paid section, I can't see it again. I don't know why they had to remove it. I wanted to remove it, but you can get access to animated icons here as well, because there are sometimes you don't necessarily want to use static icons and the rest. You want to spice up your design. This is one of the places to get animated icons. So the next one we are going to be discussing is AI assistants. Yes, I know everybody knows about ChatGPT, DeepSeek, which other one? Poem, which other one again? Claude, a whole lot of them, right? I hope they are really interesting, but I just want to focus on how we can utilize these AI assistants as designers. So here on Freepik still, Freepik has like an AI version of it. So if you come here to Freepik images, you can actually use Freepik to generate videos. You can use it to generate images, icons, anything you want to generate, images, icons, and videos. So let's say I want to generate an image. I just click here. So as I said earlier, I'm using the Freepik paid plan. So, but I don't know if it's available for free plan, but it should. I've been able to use one or two prompts in the free plan before subscribing, right? So if I open up the image generation tool, I just write my prompt. You might not really get the perfect picture that you want, but you can see like the Freepik image generation is so interesting, like so neat. You can see like so neat. The reason it's giving me these ones is that I didn't specify the race. I can specify, okay, I want them to be African, I want them to be this. But you have to also pay very good attention. There are some times that it can use 3 hands for an individual, which is so weird, right? So you might also pay very good attention to that. And if you take a look at this video, you see that, okay, it's clean, but you can still upscale it, right? A lot of people don't know that they can create images from Freepik and the rest. Like you can still upscale it. So if I say I want to upscale this one, I want to still upscale it with the prompt, I can just upscale it and it will upscale to the 4K plan. If I want to use none of this other version, but if I'm selecting any of this one, I can only upscale to 2K resolution. But if I'm using none, I can upscale to 4K resolution, but I don't want it. So you can see before, like how it was looking before, and after now, it's now looking like real human picture, right? Before it was looking like AI image, but now it's looking like, though it's by looking at it, you know that okay, this image is AI generated, but it's looking close to human image, right? So just come here and try out Freepik. Another thing I wanted to discuss is let's go to search. So another thing I wanted to discuss is that create version. Let's go to create generate image. Is that you can also use this Freepik part to generate video. Look at one of the mockups that I downloaded, like on Freepik as well. Let's go to freepik.com. I'll come back to this. Freepik.com. You can download mockups, right? You can get access to mockups. Let's say laptop, so I can get close to what I have. Laptop mockups, right? So let's say laptop mockup. I say I want to use this one. You can see this one has the icon, but because I have the pay plan. So let's say I have this one. I can generate a video from there. You can just click on this and then it will generate the video for you. You can see it has generated a video for me from that mockup. You can see I didn't have to animate anything. I didn't have to create any of these things. Like it just generated it for me, which is very cool. So these are some of the ways you can actually utilize this AI assistant to make your work easier. There are a whole lot of things you don't necessarily need to do from scratch these days as a designer, and it's so exciting. Another platform, another AI assistant I want us to explore is Monica, right? Monica, just go to monica.im and create an account and it will take you there. I like using the image generation. Before I started using Freepik image generation tool, I usually use this one. That you have, although you have maybe like limited access to use it, you have like now I still have like 8 points. I can prompt it. So let's copy the same prompt that we use for Figma AI. Let's go to create and then get the prompt that we used. I mean, our Freepik Figma AI is already mine. So let's use the same prompt here. Let's see what it gives us. Let's see what it gives. I'm going to use 2, and it's going to use it's going to use 4 of my points that is remaining here. So let's see what it gives us. Like, one thing I like about Monica image is that it uses, I think it uses Claude or what, I don't know the AI agent it uses, but it does a pretty good work, especially when you are very detailed with your prompt, and it gives you a very nice result. The only thing I like more about Freepik is that you kind of scale your image. You don't need to go to another platform to start scaling. You kind of scale it there. I don't know if it's possible here, but I've used this one to generate 1 or 2 images, which I liked, and I want us to explore it. So while it's still generating, you can see the one it generated for me, which is cool. So this is the first one. This is the second one, which is good. Like, it's really looking nice. So you can try it out, but you have to also be careful. AI has not really gotten better with its human hands, right? It's human hand. You can see this one is looking like 6 fingers over here, and it's looking a little bit large. So you might want to be careful with that when you are presenting the design. Like, you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it's looking like 6 fingers. I think this guy has 6 fingers because this is not a thumb. So it's really funny when you are trying to analyze the images that have been generated, just to look to make your design look more professional as possible. You might, when you are presenting this, you might want to hide this part of the design where the hand is showing or something, right? But these are some of the things you can explore and use, and there are a whole lot of use cases for this Monica. You can try it out and see how you can even use it to remove image backgrounds, edit your videos, generate videos as well. Just try them out. But one of the things I also use it regularly for is, maybe if I'm watching a YouTube video right now. So let's say I want to watch a YouTube video. Let me just open a YouTube what's it called? Let me see. Yeah, this one. Let's open this one. If I don't want to start watching the video immediately, I can tell it this is Monica. So once you create an account, it basically helps you, or it basically stays, I don't know how to put it. It just stays at the tip of your browser in case you will need it, so you can get access to it. One of the things I like about it is that, for example, if I have a YouTube video that I'm watching now, I can just tell it to summarize the video, and it will give me like highlights of the video and just summarize everything about the video, which is so cool. You can see it has summarized this video. I can just scan through it, then watch the video. When the person is talking, I say, okay. Because one of the beautiful things, when you read about something and then you hear someone talk about it, like it sounds more interesting, or it makes you understand it better. But I'm not saying that you have to read through everything. There are some times that you watch like longer videos and the highlights should be longer. Just having to scan through it helps a lot. Or maybe you just want to see the mind map. Most times I use the mind map, right? For example, this is the mind map, and it gives me like different areas that this speaker or the person in the video has touched. So the person is talking about improving design skills, and these are the focus areas that he pointed out. So inspiration, typography, UX, and storytelling, and this thing. And you can see some of the areas that the discussion, or some of the places or some of the points that he mentioned in the video. So Figma, Photoshop, and all the rest. So these are some of the things, some of the ways you can utilize AI, all these AI assistants, just beyond the text prompting and every other thing. You can use them to simplify your workflow and make your life even much better and easier. I hope this video was helpful. Thank you for staying to the end of the video. Don't forget to subscribe and share the video. Thank you very much, and have a wonderful time. Keep creating amazing things. Bye bye.